On this episode of Daddy Pete's Gardening, we're going to talk about growing in pots, some in hanging baskets. It doesn't take a lot of space to grow your vegetables or enjoy a nice plant, so we're going to show you some of the different ways that you can do that. Hi, I'm Melvin York with Daddy Pete's Plant Pleasure. Today we want to talk about growing in pots, hanging baskets, maybe even a container that you could put on the rail of the decking of your house. You don't need a lot of space to grow vegetables or flowers. As you can see, I've got strawberries sitting here. We've got daisies, marigolds, just whatever. Tomatoes, one thing. Over the last few years, I've always been asked, when it comes to vegetables, there's two things that people like this time of year to grow. When it's cold weather, we like lettuce, and spinach is two of the big ones. Of course, carrots. But now, this time of year, everybody wants to grow tomatoes and cucumbers. Seems like that is the biggies. So today we're going to show you how you can do those in some pot. This is a 5-gallon nursery pot. It's very inexpensive. You can pick them up about anywhere. Usually people's got, if you've bought a shrub or anything, save this pot and you can use it. If you'll notice on the bottom, the side, there's holes in here for drainage. Should be one about every little bit there. If you can see those. Okay? And we have it filled with Daddy Pete's Nursery blend. Okay? Now some of the baskets here, we've got Daddy Pete's potting mix in, so we use a different couple soils here. Works well for either one, so if your store's out of one and has the other, it's fine when growing these pots. They both do a real good job. They perform well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off today, and we've got our pot ready here. So we're going to kind of make us just a little bit of hole because I put the dirt in. Okay? And then we're going to take care of this tomato plant. Now this tomato plant came with a peat pot. So we can plant this tomato plant just exactly like it is. We don't have to try to take it out because it will go ahead and disintegrate. So we want to plant that here. And we want to make sure that the soil's good around it, but we don't want to bury it too deep. We never want to put the soil any deeper than this line. Now, if you can see, I've already pruned this plant off so that I can get height out of it and more fruit. Good rule of thumb is you never cut anything above blooms. Okay, if you notice, this one's actually even got a little tomato already starting on it. So we're going to put that in there, and then we'll get some more of our nursery blend and kind of just work it in. And what we want to do is make sure that the pot, and we just barely want to make sure that plant is down in there. And I like to keep it leveled out. Thank you. Now, at this point in time, we're going to let this plant grow. We'll fertilize it later with some Daddy Pete's organic fertilizer. We want to go ahead and get it started. Then we'll come back and do that. At some point in time, if I want to, I can put a trellis in here. I can stake it, or I can let it bush and run like that way. So again, we want to make sure that we do have everything wet. So we soak this in real good, all around the pot, all around the plant. I don't like to overhead water tomatoes. Keep the nozzle down towards the bottom or at the soil line. You can spread disease on some tomatoes just by moving the wind or with water. So when you water this plant, keep your nozzle down at the soil line. Okay? And there we go. That one you can take and you can put it on your patio, put it out in the yard, put it just wherever you want to. As you walk up to your house, make 2 planters. You can use an expensive planter. Set them beside the house. They're beautiful. These plants are beautiful, blooming and with the fruit on them. You know, we spend money on annuals, perennials, but we can use vegetables, incorporate it into your landscape, in your garden. You'll just have fun with them. So let's do that one. And we're going to do another one here. We've got some people that, again, here's some cucumbers. And we have a certain planter. Again, we have the Daddy Pete's in here. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to incorporate 2 cucumber plants. We'll just dig us a hole Kind of get them set in there. And then we'll take some more Daddy Peat. And I'm going to show you something neat here. Okay? I had my assistant's cup so he couldn't get me any more dirt out of the bag. That's not a good way to be. So we'll do that. Again, we want to make sure we pack them down. Make them look right. Do that. Almost level it off. Looks good. And we have a helicopter coming over now, so we'll water it in and wait just a second. And now that we do have the helicopter pass, which is not going to hurt a thing, we're going to water these in real well. Now here's the neat part about cucumbers. They'll trail down. You can let them trellis up. Either way you want to, they'll produce one. This planter here is designed, it's one of the old planters. If you'll notice, it's designed to set right over the rail, your 2x4 of your deck. So you can actually set that over your rail and have a nice cucumbers trailing down beside your deck. Set those down right on the rail. Of course, your rail's 2x4 wide. Set it right there and enjoy cucumbers. Walk outside, water, walk outside and pick. It's real easy. We got time for one more, and one thing that I like to see is hanging baskets. And I don't know if you've seen them, but there's a lot of these topsy-turvy growing upside down tomatoes going on. Again, tomatoes is one thing that I get asked a lot about. We've actually grown some cucumbers, if you'll come with me, in hanging baskets. You can see they're blooming. They're running up them runs. So you can do cucumbers and hanging baskets. But we can do tomatoes also. So let me grab a tomato plant here, another one. And let's put one of these in. These are a cherry tomato, a salad tomato. So what we'll do is we'll take one of these into the hanging basket, and this has our potting mix in it, but I will also, if you'll get me a cup of that potting mix. And again, when the roots get established, we'll give them a ample supply of Daddy Peat's organic fertilizer and get these going on. Now, we're going to water this one in. Again, we want to make sure that we water it in well the first time, that the soil is saturated. We don't want any dry pockets in our soil. We don't want any roots going without the ability to have water. The Daddy Peat's potting mix and nursery blend is formulated with composted bark, with our composted manure, with perlite in it to give the right air spaces, but yet hold moisture so the roots can reach out and get it. So that's what you want to use. Now, that tomato plant there, when it starts growing, it'll come up, it'll wrap around here, and it may hang down. But if it hangs down in one planter, it'll hang down in another. So you can grow these tomatoes there. On your porch, hang down, you have tomatoes hanging down, easy to water. You know, I just think it's a great way to grow your vegetables. So you don't have to have a lot of space. You don't have to have a lot of time. Real simple, real easy. You can see how quick we did. We've done potted up 3 things already, and we're just waiting on them to grow, produce the vegetables.